Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Jacob aka Star Wars Collective here. Today, we're going over the lightsaber forms in Star Wars. There are many different types, so let's see what they have to offer, as each one has its own pros and cons. With that being said, don't forget to like the video, drop your thoughts in the form of a comment below as I'd love to hear from you, and if you're new, don't forget to subscribe. Alright, with that being said, let's get into the different lightsaber forms in Star Wars. Lightsaber forms. There are 7 forms of lightsaber combat. Form 1 was the focus of your training as a youngling. Padawans must extend their combat skills by mastering one or more of the following forms. Form 2 lightsaber combat. Makashi. Makashi is also known as the contention form, or the way of the Salamiri. After a curious creature from the Inner Rim, this is the preferred style for lightsaber to lightsaber dueling, and it is the most elegant of the 6 traditional forms. Makashi emphasizes precision strikes and well-balanced footwork. A Form 2 practitioner keeps both feet one in front of the other on a line and advances on retreats along this line, avoiding the leaps and acrobatics of Form 4. It is a one-handed style, thus its adherents prefer using well-balanced lightsabers, including curved hilt variants. A successful Form 2 duel is quickly ended by penetrating an opponent's defenses and landing a mark of contact or a disarming strike. Skilled duelists are proficient in 2 marks of contact. Sun Gem allows them to swiftly dislodge lightsabers with quick, spinning moves or by striking and burning an enemy's fingers. Shayak consists of straight-ahead, piercing stabs that are a natural result of this stance. The use of Form 2 experienced a resurgence during the Last War when Jedi Knights found themselves facing armies of saber-wielding Sith. Makashi's fluid attacks and feints provided a critical edge during these duels to the death. Form 3 lightsaber combat. Sorisu. The third form, Sorisu, also known as the Resilience form, or the Way of the Minok, is the ultimate expression of defense. Its masters are said to be impervious to all forms of attack. Those who wish to study Form 3 are advised to practice their meditation, for Sorisu is the most inward-directed of all forms. You are to be the calm eye of the storm as your enemies rage about you. Form 3 is the ideal lightsaber style for intercepting blaster fire and is common among Explore Corps members and other Jedi who spend time on the Rim. A lone Jedi can withstand an ambush of 20 blaster-wielding thugs by dropping into moving meditation. By using this enlightened state, a Jedi can perceive the positions of each enemy and the moves necessary to intercept every bolt. Because this technique, the Circle of Shelter, is a precognitive state, prolonged use of it may open a Jedi's mind to long-term visions. Therefore, when a Jedi is faced with a single blaster-carrying brute, a deflecting slash is advised. This technique catches a single bolt and swats it aside, giving the Jedi an opportunity to advance before the attacker can get off a second shot. Bolts can be turned back on the same vector from which they came, but this precision move is more commonly used under Form 5. When using Form 3 to fight another saber-wielding enemy, a Jedi should pull all moves close to the body and seldom make sweeps or lunges. This creates a strong defensive cocoon, difficult for an enemy to land more than a glancing blow, but it means that a Form 3 master is unable to mount a counterattack. Yet, the minimalist defense preserves the Jedi's energy reserves while simultaneously tiring an opponent, and an exhausted enemy will eventually slip up, allowing a Form 3 master to score a victory. Form 4 lightsaber combat. Ataru. Ataru is the 4th form taught at the temple. It is also known as the aggression form, or the Way of the Hawkbat. Fittingly, its kinetic moves require its practitioner to stay almost constantly on the offense. Its study is discouraged among Padawans, whose youthful energy too often translates into sloppy executions of the Form 4 cadences. To an outsider, Form 4 appears to be a blur of lunges and leaps. Its acrobatic style is best practiced by Jedi who possess talents for enhancing their speed and stamina through the Force. Even so, Form 4 is exhausting and is best employed in short but devastating bursts. Thus, if you cannot find a way to penetrate your opponent's defenses after repeated efforts, it is best to withdraw from a fight if you are not likely to win. The moves of Ataru are numerous, and the style is more disciplined than its wild rush would indicate. Many moves are related to the falling leaf technique, which came into favor during the most recent war against the Sith. These include the Hawkbat swoop, a surprise strike and quick withdrawal before the enemy has a chance to react. The Saber Swarm aims multiple short stabs at enemies to force them into a defensive posture. To accomplish any of these moves, a Form 4 practitioner must have mastered the footwork of Su-Ma. Unlike other, more rooted forms, Ataru requires Jedi to use all axes of motion within 3-dimensional space: Jung, Su, Ma, a rapid spin, Ton, Su, Ma, a somersault, and En, Su, Ma, a cartwheel. A skilled Jedi uses all 3 moves in conjunction with the Force to leap higher and jab faster than opponents can react, as well as to keep tired muscles energized until the end of battle. Form 4 is best used against a single opponent. Against multiple foes, a Jedi will need to adopt at least the pretense of defense, at which point a shift to Form 6 is advisable unless you are a true Ataru master. Form 5 Xian/Gemso. The 5th of the traditional forms is known as the Perseverance form, or the Way of the Krayt Dragon. Its 2 aspects, Xian and Gemso, can be equally mastered by a Form 5 practitioner, but most Jedi express a preference for one or the other in the same way that most of us have a dominant hand, which we prefer to hold the saber. Form 5 is the most physically demanding of all combat styles, while Form 4 requires speed and agility. Form 5 requires strength. Jedi without the natural ability to overpower their opponents should study another form. Conversely, Jedi of towering stature and imposing musculature may choose to focus on Form 5, particularly because it requires less agility than other forms. The form came into existence through the efforts of Jedi Masters who believed that Form 3, Surisu, did not allow sufficient opportunities for counterattack. From this idea, they developed Xian, a style that deflected blaster fire but redirected the bolts back along chosen vectors to take out attackers and other targets of opportunity. Gemso follows the same philosophy of turning an enemy's back on him or her, but is optimized for lightsaber to lightsaber combat. Its signature move deflects a forceful enemy attack and immediately counterattacks. The emphasis of Gemso remains strength with violent blows, such as the falling avalanche or overhand blow, to shatter armor that can penetrate any defense. Due to its reliance on dominating one's opponent, Form 5 has at times been considered an inappropriate discipline for Jedi, but those who can balance its intimidating aspects with a compassionate application of the Force may succeed in besting even their battle masters. Form 6 Lightsaber Combat Nieman. Nieman, also called the Moderation form and the Way of the Rancor, is the 6th traditional lightsaber form. In everyday parlance, it is known as the Diplomat's form, for it is the style preferred by Jedi consulars who have not chosen to make a career out of combat. Form 6 is the most balanced of all styles. It is not as precise as Form 2, as defensive as Form 3, as kinetic as Form 4, nor as dominating as Form 5. But Form 6 draws from all styles to create a hybrid form marked for its practicality. Many battle masters do not consider Nieman sufficiently demanding. While it is true that it would be nearly impossible for a Form 6 adherent to defeat an expert in Makashi, this doesn't mean that the style isn't useful for facing down criminals and thugs. Thus, for Jedi consulars, who devote a high percentage of their time to study and peacekeeping, it is a form easily mastered. To compensate for the relaxed focus on blade work, Form 6 encourages integrating Force powers into combat. 2 notable moves include Draw Closer, in which a Jedi telekinetically pulls an enemy within range of a saber sweep, and Pushing Slash, in which a Jedi force blasts an enemy away after inflicting a cut. Proper management of these tools allows a Form 6 master to take control of a group of enemies and eliminate them one by one. Nieman is also the combat style associated with the use of twin blades. The art of wielding a sword in each hand is broadly known as Jar-Kai, after the Yavshin swordsman. Form 6 acts as a foundation for this challenging practice. Those who wish to incorporate a second blade may wish to use a lightsaber shoto in their offhand, for its shorter blade allows for a greater range of motion. Form 7 Lightsaber Combat Juyo. Form 7, also known as Juyo in High Galactic, the Way of the Vornsker, or the Ferocity form, was the 7th of 7 forms recognized as canon for lightsaber combat by the Last Jedi Council of the Old Jedi Order. In use millennia before the Battle of Yavin, the Juyo incarnation of Form 7 was described as the most vicious form of lightsaber combat and was said to involve a significant internal focus of the part of the user. Due to its relatively high focus on one's internal emotions to gain dominance in combat, Form 7 oscillated from simply being looked down upon to outright being seen as taboo. Knowledge of Form 7 became restricted among the Jedi Order, whose members were worried that its precepts would lead practitioners toward the dark side. In contrast, members of the Sith, such as Darth Maul, employed Juyo without reservation, as did Dark Jedi, such as Galen Merrick. In the later days of the Galactic Republic, a new variation of Form 7, dubbed Vapad, after a creature native to the planet Serapin, was created by Jedi Masters Mace Windu and Sora Bulk. Vapad was explained as being a state of mind rather than just a fighting style, allowing the wielder to channel their inner darkness into the duel and accept the opponent's fury. Windu, Bulk, Windu's former Padawan, Depa Billaba, and Quinlan Voss were 4 notable practitioners of the Vapad variant. Records of both Juyo and Vapad survived the Great Jedi Purge and were recovered by the New Jedi Order, who preserved the records of Form 7 into the Sith Imperial War. If you made it this far, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like and drop your thoughts in the form of a comment below. I'd love to hear from you. Also, if you're new, don't forget to subscribe for more Star Wars content. Alright, with that being said, I'm Jacob aka Star Wars Collective. I'll see you in the next video, and may the Force be with you.